Pupils, we've been talking about social culture and social organization in our community, in our country. And remember, we mentioned so many things about this. And I just want to welcome you to this lesson. Our lesson for today is going to talk about traditional dressing, that is clothes and shoes. Remember, the clothes we put on and the so many other things that we talked about in the aspects of culture. So we have just chosen to talk about the clothes and the shoes that people used to put on in the past. We are talking about the past, not now. I know right now you are putting on different types of shoes and also different types of clothes, unlike in the past. So this is traditional dressing, not modern dressing. Traditional dressing means in the past, though the clothes that were used in the past. Some of them are still there. Some communities are still doing the same. They are still putting on the same. But for most of us, we have moved away from that, and now we are doing what we call as modern dressing. Now, the clothes and the shoes they used to put on. In the past, clothes were made from materials that were easily available. Those materials that could easily be allocated or could easily be found are the ones that were used in making clothes and shoes. So, in the past, clothes were made from materials that were easily available in the area or in the setting that you people came from. That is in the past. So let's move on and see where these people got the materials from, or which type of materials are we talking about. So materials used here are examples of the materials that were used in the past are the barks, leaves, and animal skins. These were used in making of clothes. So the barks of trees, that outer cover of the tree stem, is called a bark. So if there are many, they are barks. The leaves and animal skins were used in making of clothes. So the clothes they used to put on were made from animal skin. I know most of you right now, if they give you those type of clothes to put on, you will cry and scream and run away. You won't be in a position to put them on onto your body, because I know some of you feel like you look like an animal. Yes, but that is what they used to do in the past. Then number two, sandals and shoes were made from cow skin. So the sandals that we are putting on right now, the shoes that we are putting on coming to school each and every day from Monday to Friday, those type of shoes you are putting on right now are not the same as those that were being used by those people in the past. So in the past, people are only putting on these type of shoes and sandals that were made from cow skin. They are not furnished or polished the way we are doing right now. They were exactly looking like an animal skin. They resemble the type of the animal skin that they came from. So they were not made as we have those type of shoes that we are putting on and the sandals that we are having at this modern generation. Then we move on to the climate. We want to talk about the climate. You may be asking yourself, why are we talking about the climate? So here we are talking about the climate in relation to the type of clothing people were supposed to put on. Here it means that they were supposed to put on this type of clothes in different according to different climate or weather conditions in that area. So here the type of climate of a place also made people to choose on the type of clothes and shoes to wear. So they could choose shoes and also type of clothes they should put on according to the climate. So if it is a hot climate, they were not supposed to put on heavy clothes. So here it means that they were supposed to put on those light clothes. If the weather is hot, you cannot put on heavy clothing when the weather is hot, even up to now. And then if the weather is cold, here they used to put on heavy clothing. When the weather is cold, when the weather is cold, you put on heavy clothing. And that is what they also used to do. So they were supposed to put on those animal skins when the weather is so cold. And some of them, like men, they were not even putting on anything during hot climate. And like maybe ladies who were supposed to put on some light uh, light clothing, they just improvise a light animal skin, like then they put on that kind of clothing. So that is, people in hot climate areas wore different clothes from those who came from cold weather areas. So the clothes put on during different weather climate or weather conditions were different. Then we come to gender clothing. Here it means that the type of clothes put on by these people were also different, which means girls' clothes were different from the boys' clothes. The married women clothes were different from those youth, maybe the teenagers or the young girls were not putting on the same way those married women used to put on. Then adult men and elders were also putting on differently. So here it means that you had to respect the type of clothing you are putting on, whether as a girl, boy, a married woman or man, an adult man, and any given elder in the community. So here the type of clothing they used to put on was also different according to the gender that you come from. So boys could not put on skirts, and same too, girls could not put on long trousers. Unlike today, girls are snatching our clothes. Even some are stealing their brothers' clothes, long trousers. They put them on. They say, it is my dress is my choice. No. That in the past, people respected the gender clothing. They did not used to mix up. But right now, you meet a girl putting on like a boy, which is very, very disappointing. So girls, respect our clothes. We as men, as boys, we are not supposed to share or put on the same clothing as those of yours. Imagine boys putting on your skirts, your dresses, boys having your also putting on the hijabs. How will you feel? You will say this boy is crazy. But right now, why are you putting on our trousers, our long trousers? You're putting them on. So that is not what used to happen in the past. So it means that right now people are not respecting the culture. So in the past, culture was very much respected, but right now most people are not doing the same. So today, most people are not doing the same. This means we have completely lost our culture. As an African community, we are slowly losing our culture. We want to live like those Europeans, yet we are not Europeans. We are Africans. We should safeguard, we should protect our culture, but we have lost that. So we should check on that. Then when it comes to special clothing, here we are talking of special clothes that were worn in special occasions or special times. So some clothes were only worn on special occasions. For example, during marriage, circumcision, ceremonies, funerals, and also during war. Clothes that were put on were also different. So the clothes that were worn during marriage were different from those that were worn during circumcision ceremonies, funerals, and also during war. So you cannot take a dress or the type of cloth that you are supposed to put on during marriage, then go with it in a war. You cannot fight with those marriage or marriage clothing in a war. During circumcision ceremonies and those worn during funerals were also different. So you cannot mix this and change and give it a different activity or in a different occasion. That will be misusing clothing in any given occasion, that is. Then some special clothes were also worn by leaders in the community. So leaders in the community, they had their own special clothing, whereby they could be recognized by those type of clothes they put on. So if you see someone putting on that kind of a cloth, you know that this is a leader in the community. Just like in some schools, the prefects and also the school prefects, that is, they wear different, or they put on different school uniforms, so that they can easily be recognized by any visitor, that any person that is visiting the school. They see that these people are putting on their, yes, they are pupils, but their clothes or their school uniforms are not the same as those ones of the other pupils. So they will be easily recognized as the school pupil leaders, or in the pupils leadership. So it was the same as those people in the past, whereby they put on different clothings. If you are a leader, you are given your special clothing to show that yes, you are a leader. Then the ornaments such as necklaces, bangles, earrings, and bracelets were also worn. They were also worn by mostly the girls and some men in the community. Here in Kenya, for example, we still have these necklaces, bangles, earrings, and bracelets being worn by the Maasai community. Whether you are a man, whether you are a woman, a girl, or a boy, you will still put on these necklaces. They still enjoy that kind of traditional culture. They still have their culture. They hold on it. Unlike most of us, we have lost our culture. We want to copy. We want to live like Europeans. Yet we are Africans. It means that we have lost our culture. So I just want to urge you. Let's keep our culture safe. Let's protect our culture. Let's remain to be Africans. Let us not pretend to be people from Western countries. That is from Europe. We are not from Europe. We are Africans. So that is it for now. I just want to wish you a nice day, nice time, as you copy those notes from the first slide up to this last one. The last one is special clothing. When you send me these notes to just confirm and see what you have done, make sure that the last notes that you've copied is on special clothing. That is when I will know that yes, you have done the whole work that I gave out. So thank you so much for listening and also watching, and I wish you all the best. May God protect you. May God give you eternal and more life and more energy and good health to continue enjoying the lessons that we are sending to you pupils. Thank you.